Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into one of the most important parts of your Hellclock progression, the Great Bell upgrades. If you've ever found yourself wondering why some runs feel smooth and powerful while others fall apart by floor 3, the answer might just be in your meta progression. These upgrades aren't just little bonuses, some of them are absolute game changers that can turn your fragile starter build into an unstoppable force. And let's be honest, who doesn't love making their future runs a little easier, right? So in this video, we're breaking down every single Great Bell upgrade and ranking them from S to D tier. We're talking offense boosts, survivability buffs, and those underrated utility nodes that quietly carry your runs. Whether you're new to the game or deep into the dungeon grind, this tier list will help you figure out which upgrades are actually worth your hard-earned resources. Let's get into it and make sure your next run goes a whole lot better than your last one. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking upgrades in Hellclock. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The upgrades in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Blessed Gear Drop, Blessed Gear Discount, Red Portal Intensity, and Starting Gold. Okay, deep breath. We've reached the D tier, you know, the kind of upgrades you pick when everything else is grayed out, and you just whisper, I guess. These nodes exist, technically, but 9 times out of 10, they're the upgrade equivalent of choosing a paper umbrella in a sword fight. First up, we've got Blessed Gear Drop, which gives you a 10% chance to find Blessed Gear. Sounds mystical, right? Except, most builds just don't care. Blessed Gear is like that one weird seasoning you bought once. It's fine, but nothing you're cooking ever needs it. It's more of a nice if it happens bonus that rarely justifies the investment. Then there's Blessed Gear Discount, which knocks 5% off the shop price for Blessed Gear. I mean, sure, saving is nice, but if you're building around Blessed Gear in the first place, you're already on a very niche path. This is a discount on something you probably weren't going to buy. It's like using a coupon at a store you never shop at. Next is Red Portal Intensity. This one makes red portals skip 1 extra floor. Yeah, 1. Meanwhile, the real power is in how often you get red portals, not how many floors they skip. This upgrade is like asking your Uber to drive 5 meters faster while you still wait 15 minutes for it to arrive. Cool in theory, useless in practice. And finally, Starting Gold. You get 500 gold when you begin your run. Sounds like a head start, right? Until you realize the gold economy in Hellclock ramps up fast. Floor clears, events, merchant discounts, they all dump way more gold into your pockets than this little opening bonus. It's barely a warm-up snack for your wallet. These D-tier upgrades might have a place in very specific builds, but for the vast majority of runs, they're just filler. They don't scale well, they don't meaningfully impact your power curve, and most of them feel like the devs added them as a joke. Maybe you'll use them someday, when the real upgrades are all taken and the time is ticking. Bottom line, if you're picking from this pile, it probably means your luck just ran out, or you're testing meme builds on purpose. And hey, no judgment, just maybe don't expect a win screen. The upgrades in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Physical Resistance, Fire Resistance, Lightning Resistance, Plague Resistance, Extra Relic from bosses, Starting Blessings, and Soul Stones from Recycle. You ever buy something and halfway through using it you realize, this was technically helpful, but I kinda regret it? Yeah, welcome to C tier. These upgrades in Hellclock won't ruin your run, but they're the kind of stuff you pick when you've already got your A-game set up, or you just misclicked. Let's start with Physical Resistance. This one gives you 2% extra resistance to physical damage per upgrade level. Sounds decent, right? But in practice, it's like putting a single sticky note on your chest and calling it armor. Sure, it blocks a little bit, but wouldn't you rather just have more health or, I don't know, an actual shield? Next up is Fire Resistance, which adds 5% fire resistance per rank. Now, unless you're planning to dive headfirst into a flamethrower party, this isn't doing you a ton of favors. Fire-based enemies are kind of rare and usually manageable with movement or smarter positioning. It's like buying flood insurance while living on a hill. Nice idea, but probably not needed. Lightning Resistance is basically Fire Resistance's electrified cousin. Again, 5% per level. Again, incredibly specific. If you're building a run to hard counter one single enemy type, sure, this might come in handy. But outside of that, you're wasting valuable upgrade points on what amounts to a really expensive rubber glove. Then there's Plague Resistance. This one gives you 2.5% resistance to plague damage per rank, so 2.5. Yeah, that's it. And unless you're fighting those rare creepy enemies that cough death clouds everywhere, this one's just collecting dust in your upgrade list. Honestly, it feels like the devs added it just in case someone somewhere really hates disease mechanics. Now here's one that almost feels worth it. Extra relic from bosses. Starting in Act 3, bosses will drop one additional relic. Nice, right? But here's the problem, it kicks in way too late. By the time you're getting bonus loot, you've probably already crafted the core of your build. It's like getting an extra dessert after a buffet. You'll take it, but you're already full and slightly ashamed. Starting blessings gives you an extra skill, blessing at the beginning of your run. This one's kind of fun if you like to hit the ground running, but it's a roll of the dice really. If the game blesses you with a blessing that doesn't work with your playstyle, it's just early clutter. Great potential, just not reliable enough to be any higher than C tier. And lastly, we've got Soul Stones from Recycle. This one increases your Soul Stone gain by 12% whenever you recycle relics. Passive income sounds awesome, sure, but let's be honest, how often are you recycling instead of just finishing your run and raking in way more rewards naturally? It's like investing in pennies while everyone else is minting gold. The upgrades in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: potion capacity, experience gain, movement speed, blessing reroll discount, blessing banish, banish amount, and trinket drop chance. You ever have that one friend who's just reliable enough to keep around but never quite steals the spotlight? That's B tier. These upgrades in Hellclock won't make you overpowered, but they definitely pull their weight, as long as you know when to call them in. Let's talk about potion capacity. This upgrade gives you one extra potion charge per rank, and you will feel the difference in longer fights. It's clutch in drawn out boss battles or when you're just not dodging like a god today. But hey, if you're the type who forgets to drink their potions until you're on death's doorstep anyway, maybe not your best pick. Now, experience gain increases the XP you earn by 5% per rank. Super useful early on, helps you level faster, grab skills quicker, and maybe snowball your run. But here's the catch, once you hit max level or just stop gaining relevant skills, this thing might as well be a souvenir. Great for speedrunners, meh for end gamers. Movement speed feels amazing when you get it, with a boost between 2.5 and 5%. You'll zip around like you're on a sugar rush, dodging lasers and showing off. But realistically, it's quality of life. Nice to have, but if you're choosing between moving faster or surviving longer, the choice writes itself. How about blessing reroll discount? This one cuts the cost of redrawing your blessings by 10%. That means more chances to fish for the good stuff. If you're someone who finishes runs with pockets full of leftover gold, this can stretch that economy a bit further. Still, if you already like your setup, this is just icing, not cake. Then there's Blessing Banish, which lets you kick bad blessings to the curb. Honestly, super satisfying to just yeet a terrible blessing out of your pool. It's especially nice for players who know exactly what they want, but if you're the kind of player who just shrugs and rolls with whatever's shiny, this won't change your life. Trinket drop, chance adds 10% chance for more trinkets, and yeah, that can definitely spice up a run. But let's be honest, trinkets are like your backup singers. They help, they support, but they're not the reason the crowd's cheering. Useful, just not game defining. B tier is basically the land of it depends. These upgrades aren't flashy, but in the right hands and the right build, they can be surprisingly impactful. Think of them as your toolbox extras, not required, but when the situation calls for it, you'll be glad you packed them. Stack a couple of these with stronger core upgrades from A or S tier, and suddenly your meh run becomes a, this is working run. They're not the stars of the show, but sometimes all you need is a good supporting cast. The upgrades in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Red Portal Frequency, Soul Stone Gain, Relic Drop Chance, Relic Upgrade Discount, Cooldown Speed, Attack Speed, Potion Healing Amount, and Conviction Gain. You know that feeling when something doesn't blow your mind, but it never lets you down either? That's a tier, baby. These upgrades in Hellclock are the glue that holds a solid run together. Not flashy, not game-breaking, but absolutely worth the investment, especially when you're building momentum. Starting off strong with Red Portal Frequency, this one increases the spawn rate of those lovely red portals by 10%, and if you're all about skipping filler floors, looting harder, and farming faster, this one's your golden ticket. It's like finding a shortcut in traffic and suddenly realizing you're 15 minutes early for life. Next up, Soul Stone Gain. 5% more soul stones from enemies and activities may not sound spicy, but it's how you fatten up your meta progression. More soul stones mean more upgrade nodes, more permanent power, and honestly, fewer tears in the long run. This is the quiet MVP of long-term growth. Let's talk relic drop chance. A 10% increase in relic drop rate means you're more likely to stumble into something that actually changes your run. It widens your options, gives you build flexibility, and who doesn't want more loot raining from the heavens? Then we've got relic upgrade discount. This beauty cuts the soul stone cost to upgrade your relics by 5%. It doesn't sound exciting, but it snowballs fast. Suddenly you're upgrading more often, getting power spikes earlier, and laughing in the face of that one boss who used to wreck you every time. Now, cooldown speed is one of those upgrades that just feels good. 10% off all your cooldowns means more skill uptime, more DPS, more healing, more control, just more. It's like unlocking turbo mode for your entire build, especially noticeable on characters with skill-centric kits. Attack speed? Oh yes, 10% faster attacks is nothing to sneeze at, especially for builds like Repeater or Double Knives. You'll be slicing and dicing so fast your enemies will be too busy dying to even react. This one boosts both feel and performance, and that's a sweet combo. Let's not forget potion healing amount. This one gives you 12% more healing per potion. Not glamorous, but super clutch in longer boss fights or when your dodge game is, let's say, under construction. Combine it with extra potion capacity and you've basically got your own personal medic in your back pocket. Conviction gain is a bit more specialized, but still very strong. You get between 5 and 7.5% conviction back per mana spent. This shines in shield-heavy or resistance-based builds, especially if you're running closed body. It turns your mana bar into a full-on defensive engine. The magic of these A-tier upgrades is that they don't depend on some rare relic or perfect RNG. They're the solid investments that smooth out your run, help you scale, and reduce the panic when the screen starts filling with angry glowing death. You stack a few of these together early or mid-run, suddenly everything feels smoother, more healing, more uptime, more loot, more upgrades, and best of all, more confidence. These aren't the stars of the show, but they are the reason the show doesn't crash and burn halfway through. The upgrades in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: base damage, second wind, reliquary size upgrade, red portal upgrade, hell clock timer plus 120 seconds, cooldown speed, and maximum skill level. Alright, now we're talking top shelf, the good stuff. The upgrades that make every other node look like they're still in the tutorial. Welcome to S tier, where every pick is a game changer and every run feels just a little bit broken, in the best way possible. Let's start with base damage. This beast adds 60 flat damage to every skill. Not percentage-based nonsense, just raw, reliable power that stacks with your other base damage nodes. It doesn't care what your build is, it just makes sure that everything you throw out hits like a truck. Probably the easiest upgrade to love and abuse. Next, second wind, one-time revive per run with a 300-second cooldown. Honestly, this upgrade should come with dramatic slow-motion music. That moment when you get dropped in a boss fight and suddenly stand back up like, "Not today," chef's kiss. It's not just a safety net, it's a second chance to go full anime protagonist mode. Now brace yourself for reliquary size upgrade. This one lets you equip more relics, and if you've ever had to choose between two amazing relics and cried a little inside, yeah, this one fixes that. More relics means more synergy, more buffs, and more completely ridiculous build combos. It's a straight power multiplier. How about red portal upgrade? This one doesn't just increase spawn chance, it unlocks red portals, letting you skip entire floors. This is pure quality of life gold. You get to the juicy loot faster, avoid the boring rooms, and streamline your path to glory. Combine this with the red portal frequency node from a tier, you're cooking with fire. Let's talk hell clock timer plus 120 seconds. More time on the clock sounds simple, but it's a huge deal. That's 2 extra minutes of farming, floor clears, loot grabbing, and relic hunting. It smooths out tight runs and makes risky plays way more manageable. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Back again is our old friend cooldown speed, minus 10% to cooldown duration. Yes, it showed up in A tier too, but here it's part of your core. Cooldowns in hell clock are everything. Faster casts mean higher damage, better crowd control, more healing, more uptime, just more. It never stops being good. And let's not overlook maximum skill level. This upgrade lets you push your skill cap up by 1 extra level. Doesn't sound wild on paper, but trust me, it is. That 1 extra rank can completely change a skill's scaling curve. Suddenly your core abilities are melting bosses or healing through chaos. It's the kind of upgrade that turns strong into unfair. S tier isn't just strong, it's foundational. These upgrades are what you build around. They smooth your run, spike your power, and give you multiple outs when things go sideways. If you're aiming for late game dominance or just want every run to feel awesome, these are the bells you ring. Stack a few of these together and you'll be blasting through floors, collecting relics like candy, and wondering why the final boss looks so nervous. This is what winning looks like in Hellclock, and it sounds like the bells of victory are ringing loud. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.